Dear classmate, we'll continue chapter number 4, that is ecosystem. Today we'll mainly talk about 3 examples of forest. Alright, because as you all know that different forests have different kinds of climatic conditions there. Accordingly, the flora and fauna are also differently present there. So these 3 examples of forest given out here include tropical rainforest, temperate deciduous forest, and coniferous forest. Okay, so first we'll talk about tropical rainforest. Okay, tropical rainforest found those on western coast of India and northeast Himalayas. All right, and it is characterized by having high annual rainfall. Annual rainfall is high, as the name suggests. High average temperature. Average temperature is also high, and the soil is poor in nutrient content. Okay, the nutrient content is poor in the soil of this tropical rainforest. All right, and flora present in this tropical rainforest, that means plants growing in this tropical rainforest mainly are like your evergreen trees. Okay, evergreen trees which are green throughout the year. Then bamboos. Okay, bamboos. All right, shrubs. All right, then ferns, etc. So there are many, but evergreen trees, bamboos, shrubs, ferns, etc. are mainly present here. All right, then fauna, that means animals present in this tropical rainforest are jungle cats. All right, jungle cats. Similarly, leopards, monkeys, flying squirrels, snakes, centipedes, millipedes. Okay, millipedes, many insects, snail, etc. So all I cannot write out here on the board. You please refer to the book. That's why I always suggest you to keep your book also open so that you can go through the video and book simultaneously. Okay, so there are many other animals also given, but among them I have just written jungle cats, leopards, monkeys. So beside this in the book, some others are also given, like flying squirrels, snakes, centipedes, millipedes, okay, many insects, snails, etc. Okay, then we have got temperate deciduous forest. Temperate deciduous forest, such as those found in North China, Korea, Japan, Northeastern America, Australia, etc. So these are the places where this temperate deciduous forest is present or is found, and is characterized by abundant moisture. Okay, the forest is abundantly containing moisture. That means moisture content is abundantly present in this temperate deciduous forest. Okay, and long warm growing season. Your long warm growing season. Your warm growing season is there, which persists there for long period of time. All right. Then the flora. The plants present in temperate deciduous forest include pine trees. All right, then it also then we find even oak, birch, etc. There are many, but pine, oak, birch are mainly found in this temperate deciduous forest. All right, then fauna, animals present in this forest are you see moth. Okay, we call moth then beetles, then we find your deer, wolves, okay, deer, wolves, okay, then foxes. The third one we have coniferous forest, okay, coniferous forest such as those in North America, okay, North Eurasia, and also found in Himalayas at an altitude above 1,700 meter to 3,000 meter. All right, and this forest is characterized by having warm summer and cool winter. All right, and the flora, that means plants found in this coniferous forest are fir, okay, fir and pine trees. What? Pine trees. See, this fir and pine trees are dominantly present in this coniferous forest. Why why they are called coniferous forest is because these plants, fir and pine trees, have got cones. Okay, instead of the fruits, they have got cones through which they reproduce. Through which what? They reproduce. Since this forest is dominated by these fir and pine trees having the cones in place of the fruits, the forest is said to be the coniferous forest. All right, and fauna, the animals present in this forest are squirrels, all right, goat, all right, then wolves, birds like robin, all right, sparrow, etc. Okay, animals like squirrels, goat, wolves, birds like robin, sparrow, etc. So these are the plants and animal species present in this coniferous forest. All right. Okay, now we'll see food chain. Okay, food chain. It is the sequence of organisms in which one organism eats the lower organism and that organism will be eaten by the another higher organisms. Okay, in fact it is a chain of food. It is a chain of food in which one inferior organism will be eaten up by the other higher organisms, and that higher organism will be again eaten up by the other higher or superior organisms. So that chain of food, where we find the system of eating and being eaten, is called food chain. As the example is given out here, you see, here you find the 5 steps. You see, green plant, grasshopper, frog, snake and eagle. So here is a chain of 5 different kinds of organisms. All right, first one is your green plant. Okay, green plant, which is also called producer, which you have discussed in the previous sessions also in the different kinds of ecosystems. So green plants make the trophic level 1. Trophic level 1. What is trophic level again? Trophic level means the food obtaining step. Food obtaining step, which is something like a chain only, which is something like a food chain only. Alright, so first trophic level of the food chain is green plant of any ecosystem. So in this ecosystem also you see green plant is making a trophic level 1 of this ecosystem. Then green plant you see here being eaten up by the grasshopper, which is herbivore, and that grasshopper you see making trophic level 2. Trophic level 2, okay, which is in fact a primary consumer. What is that? Primary consumer. Then grasshopper you see being eaten up by frog, which is also carnivore and making trophic level 3. What is that? Trophic level 3. So frog is also termed as secondary consumer of this ecosystem. Okay. Then frog you see being eaten up by snake, making trophic level 4. Trophic level 4, which is also called tertiary consumer. Okay. Then this snake we see being eaten up by eagle, or it may be your peacock also, which is the top carnivore, making trophic level 5. Okay, food obtaining step is 5. It may be eagle or it may be your what you call your peacock, which eat a snake. All right, and this is given the another name. Okay, another trophic level name is given to this trophic level, that is quaternary consumer. What is that? Quaternary consumer. All right, so this is how we find the food chain in this ecosystem. Okay, where we find the involvement of 5 different kinds of organisms, where we see the 5 steps: green plant, grasshopper, frog, snake and eagle. All right, so this is a food chain. So beside this there are different kinds of food chains where we find the involvement of only 2 different kinds of organisms making 2 steps. In some cases we find 3 steps, in some cases we find 4 steps, and so on. You see here some of the examples have been given out here. You see number 1, rice. Okay, rice, which is in trophic level 1, that is also a producer, because rice is the product we get directly from the plants. So rice we see being eaten up by man. Man eats up rice, but there is no anyone to eat up man. So here we find only 2 steps. Okay, in this food chain we find only 2 steps or only 2 trophic levels. All right. In second case we see grass being eaten up by rabbit, rabbit eaten up by fox, where we find 3 steps in this food chain. And the third one, maize eaten up by goat, goat eaten up by man, where we find 3 steps. Similarly, in the fourth example given out here, we find the 4 steps, that is grass eaten up by grasshopper, grasshopper being eaten up by lizard, and lizard eaten up by crow. 4 steps. So these are the different steps in different food chains. So whatever it is, I think you are clear with the meaning of food chain. What it is nothing but the sequence of the organisms in which one organism eats the lower organisms, and that organism will be eaten up by the higher organisms. Okay, where we find the system of eating and being eaten, which you have discussed in the last sessions also. All right. Okay, now we'll see food web. Food web is the web-like network of several interconnecting food chains. All right. So in this figure or in this network, you can see a number of food chains being interconnected. Like you see grasses, beetle and fox making one food chain, grasses, rat and fox making another food chain, grasses, rat, owl making yet another food chain. Similarly here, number of food chains we see being formed in this network. Okay, how it is, let us see here once again. Grasses are eaten up by beetles, beetles are eaten up by fox. Okay, grasses are eaten up by rat, rat is eaten up by fox, So likewise, you find in all the food chains, okay, in the system called eating and being eaten. When you see all these food chains interconnected, we find them like a web like network, okay, web like network formed of these several interconnecting food chains. So this interconnecting food chain itself is called food web. Okay, so today we'll do only this much. We will continue in the next class. Thank you so much.